Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I'm Cody.
And I'm Bree. And I know we haven't posted for a while, but as you can see from the title of this video, we've kind of been facing some difficulties.
Little challenges.
Yeah, so let's just go ahead and run through the story.
Okay.
Basically, let's start Wednesday is when everything kind of began. I got up around 4 in the morning. I know it was around 4 because Cody had already gone to work, and he usually goes around, like 3?
3 in the morning is when I go.
Yeah, 3 in the morning.
I didn't notice any issues when I went.
And he didn't notice any issues when I went. But I got up, and I used the restroom, and basically went back to sleep. And when I woke up, the floor was all wet. So the kids came in, and I was kind of just like laying in bed still, and they came in and was like, "The floor is wet, mommy." I was like, "What?" And I like rolled out of bed, and I was like, "What are you talking about?" And I felt the carpet, and yeah, lo and behold, it was wet. I was like, "Oh my goodness." So then I go into the bathroom, and there's just like a big puddle of water all in the all over the bathroom floor. And I'm like, "What's going on?" And I see it coming out of the toilet. And what do you call it? The runner. The toilet had basically flushed.
Oh, okay. The flapper part. One of the mechanisms in the back of the toilet stopped working correctly.
Right.
And it was continuously running.
Right.
While being backed up at the same time.
Yes.
It was a perfect storm.
Yeah. So I basically like jiggled the handle, got it to stop running, and I was just immediately got every towel in the house that I could and started like sopping up all the water. And yeah, so that's how I started Wednesday morning.
That's a terrible way to wake up.
Yeah, and it was crazy because when I first woke up, I was like, "Oh, okay, I've got everything kind of dry in the room. I got the carpet dried off kind of. I got the bathroom floor, I sopped everything up. And I'm like, all right, we're in the clear." And then I go downstairs and I head into the laundry room, and there's water dripping from the light fixture onto the floor. So I'm like, oh my God, it went through the floor into the first story. So I'm like, oh my goodness, what do I do? And I'm like, okay, it's in the light. Let me turn the electricity off. So I do that. And then I'm looking around. I'm like, wait, if it's in here, let me check the bathroom next to the laundry room. Dripping. Okay, if it's in here, let me check the closet next to the laundry room. Dripping. So, yeah, it was pretty much a hot mess.
It was pretty extensive. Yeah, for context, we're on the second floor.
Yeah.
The bathroom's in a central location with a lot of rooms underneath it. Our bedroom is right above the garage. That got soaked, of course. And it's, what can you do? So, we got a water mitigation company come out that same day. He did thermal imaging and everything, and
he's like, yeah, it's wet.
It's wet. Yeah.
We can all see that.
Yeah. And I believe it was that day we rented some fans from Home Depot for 3 days.
So the thing is, like, the water guy came out, and the price that he quoted us was pretty much egregious. Like,
sticker shock. This
isn't going to be something we could just pay out of pocket to fix. And we needed our insurance company to pretty much cover everything, but the insurance couldn't get a guy out until Friday. It's Wednesday. So the guy that had came on that day had pretty much told me, I was like, what's the process of what you guys are going to be doing if we hire you? And they're like, we're going to pretty much blow fans throughout all the damaged areas in the roof, in the ceiling, whatever, and get everything dried up, and then see if there's anything we could salvage, and if not, we're going to have to cut away drywall, get rid of carpet, this, that, and the third. So, like, in my mind, I'm like, okay, I don't want to just let a bunch of sopping wet water stay in our roofs, in our floors, all of this.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, if he's going to rent fans, let me just see if I can rent some fans from Home Depot. And so I do that, set that up, cut holes in the roof, get that blowing in the ceiling.
Yeah, she's doing all this while I'm at work.
Yeah, with the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how you did all that.
Yeah, it was pretty stressful, but we got it done. And yeah, so that was day one of the issue.
Mm-hmm. It's my goodness, the days were dragging out really long, knowing we had this issue and
right,
waiting on other people to come out and do their part.
Exactly.
It was kind of it was a little frustrating for us.
Definitely.
Because waiting on plumbers, waiting on water mitigation, waiting on insurance. Getting answers that are concrete, so we can have a path forward.
Right. After Wednesday night, we had those fans set up and basically blowing all throughout the night.
Mm-hmm.
And the next day, we had another water restoration specialist come out because we're like, my thought was like, if we can just dry this up quick enough, then maybe we won't need to do a complete tear down. Mm-hmm. And we had another guy come out Thursday, the second water company, and he's like, okay, you guys got it's mostly dry. It looks like you guys are doing a good job here. Yada yada. You guys don't really need our help. And I'm like, okay, so in my head, I'm like, okay, that's good, right? This specialist came out and he's seen it and he's saying, maybe the damage isn't going to be as bad as we're thinking. Mm-hmm. So we're kind of riding on that. And then Friday, was that plumber? And so on Friday we got the plumber out as well as the insurance adjuster. Mm-hmm. So, okay, so the first plumber we got was pretty much terrible. He goes up. Yeah. He goes up, he flushes the toilet, looking at it. All right. Opens the tank. Okay. I can't see anything wrong with the toilet, ma'am. I don't know why this happened. Here, let me charge you $2,000. But not just let me charge you $2,000, but you go pay out of pocket for a new toilet and then pay me $2,000 to put it in and flush the lines, even though I don't know what's wrong. So I was like, that sounds a little sketchy to me. Sounds like you're trying to get one over on me because I'm a woman, or I don't know what his deal was. Like, because he showed me options where it's like, okay, this is the basic thing we could do is what do they call it? Restore the tank?
Rebuild.
Rebuild the tank.
Rebuild all the internals.
Right, yeah. But he's like, that won't stop it from not floating again because there might be an issue with the line and this, that, and the third. So let's go up to the top tier package where we pretty much flush all the pipes out, and you buy a new toilet, we take this one out, install the new one, and then it'll cost you about $22,000. $2,200.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, but you still can't tell me what the issue is? How are you going to charge?
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And that was for one toilet?
Yes, that's for the one toilet. It wasn't like he was going to go through and rebuild all the toilets in the house. It was the one toilet that flooded. And so I was like,
that's egregious.
He seems like he's being a snake oil salesman or something.
Yeah. That's, I didn't realize the quote was that high. Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're like, let's check out a different plumber.
Yeah.
So that was Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And then.
What did the field adjuster, did he have any? He went over the house as well with the thermals and all that as well?
He went through with the thermals. He was a little bit more like thorough than the first guy. Mm-hmm. And he's like, there's still damage here. And then like he said that the water that came up, since it came from the toilet, we don't want to keep any of the materials that touched in the house. We want to get rid of that.
That's when we realized it was a thing called Class 3 water damage.
Right.
Where anything that touches in the house, you got to rip it out.
Right.
You can't keep any of it because it's dirty water. It's black water.
Right.
It's dirty.
So pretty much renting those fans out, doing all of that. I mean, I don't know if it stopped the spread of the damage maybe, but it wasn't the best idea. It didn't, like, I wouldn't suggest doing that if you have toilet backup. Maybe if it's a sink or a bathtub.
If it's 100% clean water, yeah, but even still, you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot a little bit because it introduces doubt to the insurance company as to the extent of the damage because you're drying parts of the house, and it can get you in some dicey water.
Sure. With
the insurance company and making sure you get a full claim to repair everything that was actually wet.
Right. So that's why it's like, I think important, like he needed to be the first person out of there or out there, but because of our insurance, he would.
I would say the water mitigation company first with the damage as it was.
Mm.
Because they take the photos and the thermals as well and take proof,
Right.
evidence of it and document it.
Okay.
I don't know how fast it takes for insurance field agents to come out, because for us it was a couple of days.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And he was telling me like his schedule was pretty much 2 weeks backed up. So the only reason that he was there even that early was because it was an expedited issue because of the extent of what was going on.
Oh, the damage, yeah.
Yeah. So we get that claim from that, or the insurance guy. We get all that information. We're like, okay, let's try again. Get another water specialist out, and this time, like, we let Cody follow the guy around, talk to him.
Yeah.
Because while the guys came over when I was in the house, like, I was juggling the kids. Like, I couldn't really follow around and really focus on what the guy was doing. So they were just kind of milling around through the house and taking pictures and doing their thing, but Cody got a much more like comprehensive,
Thorough.
what do you call it, like review of the damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and I followed him doing every single reading that he did and taking pictures of it and everything, and made sure he's doing as good of a job as he can. And in the end, he did a really, really thorough job.
Yeah.
I would recommend him 100%. Anyways, he did a really good job, and like when we had to rip up carpet, every time he'd rip it up, oh, it's a wet spot
Yeah.
that you couldn't tell from the surface, but it tells me he's doing his readings correctly.
Right.
And he was showing a lot of the water pooled down in areas you can't. I wouldn't have known about. Like it's going down to the baseboards of a lot of the walls.
Yeah.
And it's not showing on the sheetrock outside or anything like that.
Right.
You can't really visually see it, but so far he's done little cuttings away, and yeah, it's wet. He spent like all day. Was it Saturday or Sunday?
It was Saturday.
Saturday. Yeah. The entire day, pretty much, moisture mapping the entire house to really get an extent of the damage. And
yeah.
I'm really grateful for him for doing that and doing his job.
Yeah, getting a comprehensive report out to the insurance. So.
Yes. Yeah, because I mean, we need to know the extent, and the insurance needs to know the extent of the damage, so we get this fixed right.
Yeah, because we don't want issues down the line with mold or anything like that. Especially having kids, and there's gonna be a lot of people in the house. Like, we want nice, clean, fresh air. So we're glad that. That's like, I would definitely suggest, don't just take the first guy's word for it. Get multiple quotes, because it took the third guy coming out for us to really see what was going on and get a comprehensive view of the damage.
And these water guys, we call that they're all free initial
free quotes.
Quotes, yes.
Yeah.
Sunday, that was Mother's Day, so we took a day off from everyone.
Yeah.
Had to take a break.
Good Lord. I pretty much just late, because I mean, as much as I want to be positive and be like, okay, we're getting this stuff fixed out, everything's good, like, it's tremendously stressful.
Oh, yeah.
Especially since we've only been in the house for, 3 weeks?
2 or 3 weeks. We just bought the place.
Yeah. And, like, I literally, 2 days, maybe, even a day before this happened, I was like, the last box, we're not having to, everything's put in a place to where we could comfortably live. I'm not having to go searching boxes for this, that, and the third. It's like everything's put together. Finally can kind of relax and settle in. It's like, boom, this happens. So, yeah, I basically just took Mother's Day to just kind of chill and do some breathing exercises, and meditate. And
de-stress a little bit.
Yeah.
And I mean, we both kind of needed it.
Yeah.
All
right, so the last step for the process of getting our crew together who's going to basically fix the issue was the plumber, and he came out today.
Yeah, we were waiting on a definitive concrete answer from a plumber so the insurance can go off of their report, because the initial plumber didn't do a written report.
He didn't even do a written report.
It was all verbal.
Yeah.
And we need a written report. Now we know about that. You guys need a
Get
a
it
written report from
with
the plumber.
pictures if
with
you can.
Pictures and evidence and everything.
Yeah. So the guy that came out today was like complete 360 from the first guy. So he goes up and looks at the toilet and he's like, okay, let me go check the pipes, because that's where you actually see if there's an issue or not.
Mm-hmm.
And the first guy didn't even do this. Like, there's these like spigots where you can kind of see into this pipe in the front yard. I'll show you guys a
It's
picture.
called a clear out pipe. Something like that. It's where plumbers go in the access pipes.
Right.
To see if they're clogged or not. Yeah.
And the first guy did not even mention that. He didn't even go out and look at that. And he was like, the plumber that came out today was like, this guy must have been a rookie. Like, was this day one for him? Because he said that's the first place you go when you hear about a backup. And he literally just lifts the cover off of one of them and he can see the damage right away. Completely clogged with toilet tissue. So I was like, okay, here's the problem. Took pictures, cleared it out for $270. It didn't even... First guy again, you know, he was wanting to charge $2,000 to not even go into the pipe and fix the issue. $270 today, got everything kind of fixed up, and he did tell me that if we wanted to, we can rebuild the toilets. But again, we might just go ahead and start getting new toilets just to
be on the safe side.
Yeah, and it's a new house. You want nice fresh toilets.
That's 4 new toilets, so that's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
That's gonna be about $2,000, I would think.
Well, I mean, if we get standard toilets, I look, they're like maybe $300 each, but that's still a lot.
That's cheaper than I thought. Okay.
Yeah. That's still a lot of money.
Yeah, we'll have to save up a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh man, but I'm glad we have and this was today, I'm glad we had the plumbing issue addressed. We have a concrete answer for the insurance. The problem is fixed.
Right.
We just gotta replace the flapper in the toilet that was continuously running, and I think that's a job I can handle.
Yeah.
That's a pretty easy job, I would think.
Yes. So, yeah, right now we're pretty much in the place where we're waiting for the insurance to go over the information that the plumber sent to justify the, what do you call it? Like the claim?
Justify the claim and
yeah,
make sure we're covered for this loss.
Right.
Yeah, because we want to be covered for this loss.
Yeah. So that's where we're at now, and you know, this is why we haven't, I think I already said this, but this is why we haven't been posting. Like the first time, you know, the first couple weeks I was just like wanting to unpack the house, and I was pretty much focused on that, so I wasn't filming. And then this happened, so I was just like, it's too much, I just need a break from everything. So now that we've kind of got everything in place and we're just calmly waiting.
It's a waiting game right now. We're waiting on insurance, and they've got the report, and they've got the inspector, water guy's report. It's in their hands right now. We're waiting to see right now.
Right.
Fingers crossed.
They better cover it.
Oh, they better.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much where we're at, you guys. We're gonna you know, document this process as much as I can, keep up with what they demolish, and give you guys an idea of how long this process will take.
Yeah. Any guesses?
I'm hoping a month. But it's like, I don't think the demo and rebuild is what's going to take a long time. I think it's the insurance dragging their feet through the claim and oh, maybe we don't want to cover this, and having to prove more evidence and all this, you know, back and forth crap. I think that's what's going to make it take a long time, because it's mostly just ripping out drywall and sticking it back up there.
Drywall and insulation.
Yeah, I would think like if they could just start today and get it all done, like I think that the project itself would maybe take 2, maybe 3 weeks.
If they had like all the materials on site and they could just knock it out and get it done, Yeah. But as it is, I'm gonna assume 2 to 3 months.
Jesus.
That's my guess. I'm hoping it doesn't take that long, but I don't know how long this claim process is gonna take. And
right.
Yeah.
And then this is going to be a little fishy, not fishy, but it's going to be a little bit of a juggling act because my mom and sister have not moved in with us yet.
Mm-hmm.
They're planning on moving in at the end of June. It's currently, what is today?
The 16th.
The 16th of May.
So a month and a half.
Right. So I'm hoping that by the time they're ready to move in, all of this will be done, or at least mostly done, to where the areas that they're going to habitat or they're going to live in are
complete.
Yes. All right, you guys. Right now, more than ever, we need you to like, comment, share, and subscribe.
And a little prayer wouldn't hurt either.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Thanks, guys.